Alright guys, so today we're going to be showcasing off the Generaider deck, and this deck is actually, I feel like it's kind of low-key, really good deck. I mean, literally all you do is you slam down the stage, and then you just win the game. And I know it sounds simple, but literally that's what this deck can do. You pretty much just use one card, and then you're going to be special summoning any Generate from the deck, and then you slam 4 tokens up on the board, and then the monsters have effects where you tribute 2 Generaider monsters, and then you get some type of effect. And the deck is actually pretty powerful. Just watch this first duel over here and how it actually plays out. Because at first I was watching, I'm like, dude, is this guy going to be sending me in a replay where they lose? But then I realized, well, you'll see. I haven't seen anyone play the Generaider, and I was basically practicing a bunch of different Shadal and basically Dark Warrior variants. And I have not seen one person play Generaider. It's a boss monster deck, and it's super underrated. At least that's how I personally feel about the deck right now. So, usually your go-to play is to go for the Boss of Lies, because this has an effect where you tribute 2 Generaider monsters, and then just target a card on the field and just banish it. And it has pretty decent stats. It's 2,700 defense points and 2,200 attack points. The whole deck definitely relies off of the field spell, which is the stage, and it's once per turn. If your opponent adds a card or cards from their deck to the hand, except during the damage step, you can special summon a Generate monster from your deck in defense position. And then during your opponent's turn, if you special summon a Generate monster, you get to special summon as many Generate tokens as possible that have 1,500 defense and attack. And at this point, I was like, dude, how are you going to be coming back from that? Well, this card over here, the Generaider Battle, lets you activate a Generaider field spell directly from your deck. Then your opponent draws a card, which obviously is going to be proccing your effect in the first place, which means, well, you're going to be seeing all those tokens come out. And then on top of that, you have the Generaider, the Boss of Doom, and its effect is you tribute 1 Generate monster or a zombie monster, and you target another Generate monster or a zombie monster in graveyard and special summon it. There's supposed to be boss monsters technically for like a lot of different archetypes, or I guess different decks, and basically you can play them as a pure variant quite well, because again, all you do is summon a bunch of tokens here. Now he's going to go ahead and summon the Boss of Light, then go ahead and activate that effect to add a Generate card. So the whole deck is 100% all about the field spell, as you guys can see over here. And look at this play. So he goes ahead and makes a Tyranno. He's going to go ahead and summon that. Then he's going to go ahead and go for the double evolution pill. He goes ahead and summons another Generaider, which is the Boss of Lies. Boss of Lies has that effect to banish. He's going to go ahead and flip everything face down by tributing 2 cards over here. And at this point, he's not going to be able to really do too much, because their stats are actually not that bad in the defense department. And on top of that, the Boss of Lies is just going to go ahead and keep on getting a lot of free advantage. Every single turn, you're getting rid of 1 card that your opponent has. And on top of that, all those tokens are basically for free. So you do have options for a lot of different ways to play the deck. Because at first, like, just glance, you'd think that this deck is not very good, because their best move is like activate field spell, pass, go ahead, and like, it just doesn't seem good, right? And they have a few other cards that are quite nice, and I'll give you guys the deck profile in case any of you guys do want to go ahead and build this deck. But he goes ahead and stops this effect over here, but I think he didn't realize what was going on here, because he's not really doing anything. He just wants to go ahead and get a bunch of tokens. I think this was a matchup where his opponent didn't know what the heck he was playing, and this guy's definitely playing something slightly meta. I mean, you know, it's got the Orcus, it's got the Dangers, so I would say he probably just doesn't know this matchup, and I wouldn't know it either, so I don't really blame him too much over here. So he goes and makes the Cerberus and goes ahead and tries to get rid of that. He gets Lost Winded over there, but at the end of the day, was it really going to make a huge difference? He already had Masquerena, and this has that quick effect where you'll be able to go right into other things. And with all those tokens, and this card is out in the TCG. The Generaider is looking to be a lot better of a deck, but I gotta give a shout out to my boy Theo7 here. He's the one that sent this in, because I've not seen anyone play this deck, and literally all it is slam down field spell, get a bunch of cards for free, and then you can definitely go into Link monsters, that's for sure, over here. And there is a few different elements, so you know what? You go for that Link God Dragon. But anyways, let's go ahead and go over a deck profile in case any of you guys do want to go ahead and try out the Generaids. I think, again, that they were supposed to be splashed. They're boss monsters that are supposed to be splashed and everything, but no one's playing them at all. I haven't heard anyone talk about them. Anyways, let's go ahead and hop right into the deck profile. I'll basically go over their effects, because I think it's been a while since we talked about Generaids at all, and now we finally have some good gameplay to kind of round off the deck here. But anyways, Naglfar the Flame over here makes it so they all have an effect where most of them would be tribute, but his effect is a little bit different. If a card or cards you control would be destroyed by battle by card effect, you can destroy a generated monster or Beast Warrior monster you control instead. Again, they're supposed to be kind of for, this is supposed to be like the Beast Warrior one, and then like we have like a plant one, but a lot of the effects will be revolved around like one plant or one zombie or whatever other monster that goes with the boss monster, if that makes sense. But we also happen to have Fraudier, and his effect is that you contribute any number of generated monsters or warrior monsters, then target that many monsters on the field and destroy them as and then your opponent can draw one card for each monster they control that was destroyed by this effect. And normally you think that that's kind of bad, but remember, we have that effect, we're going to get all those tokens anyway, so it doesn't matter too much. But this is one of the more important ones. This is Martel. This is just lets you search out for the field spell, but it technically lets you add one generated card or a plant monster from your deck to your hand, which of course can be Lone Fire Blossom, which just goes into another one of these. And then we have Utgard, the Boss of Lies. He's one of the key cards here. He's the one that lets you just banish one. And then we have Nidhogg, the Generator of Ice. So his special effect is that when your opponent would special summon a monster, you contribute a generated monster and then negate the summon and destroy that. I feel like this card is actually pretty good too. Most of their effects are only like once per turn anyways, so you don't need to like double up or triple up on them. Technically with this effect of this one, it does let you, where is it, you can special summon a generated monster from your deck. So sometimes it is better to run 2 copies of Nidhogg. I've seen a few different builds a long time ago when they first got announced, but I'm not sure what the correct ratio is, but definitely 2 copies of Boss of Lies. I think this is the most important card in the deck. And then we have Iron over here, so this one makes it so tribute a number of generated monsters or machine monsters and special summon and defense present that many generated monsters. This one can be kind of maybe OTK heavy if you do want to kind of build the deck around that. And then the Boss of Doom over here is the one that lets you bring back another one. I feel like this one maybe I could be playing one of. I wouldn't say I have the perfect ratios here because I haven't really done the testing myself with this deck, but this card can be okay too to again recycle. And I feel like most of the time in Yu-Gi-Oh, especially when you're able to go for the Masquerena and of course the Boss of Lies turn 1, it's usually GG quite fast and you don't really need to go for it. But anyways, we have 3 copies of Lilith. That's actually quite important for, of course, that ability to reveal, let's say this card is really good. I mean, technically, this is basically Metaverse at the end of the day for the deck anyways, and the whole deck heavily relies off of the field spell. And then I have 3 copies of Lone Fire, again, more field spell searching. And then we have 3 copies of the Ash Blossom, 3 copies of Ghost Ogre, 3 copies of Failure, 3 copies of Desires, 1 copy of Terraforming, 3 copies of the Quest. So this one, you reveal a generated monster in your hand. If you do, you could add up to 2 generated spells and traps with different names from your deck to your hand, except for the Quest, and then place the revealed card on the bottom of the deck. And you have 3 copies of the World Legacy Monstrosity. This just lets you special summon any of like the boss monsters, and it is a quick play, so it can be quite good to special summon during your opponent's turn. If they stop, maybe like you go for your Boss of Lies effect, that gets stopped, you still have extra tokens, make good use of those tokens, right? And they have 3 copies of Impermanence, 3 copies of Awakening. So this effect, immediately after this effect resolves, you get to link summon 1 link monster using monsters you control as material. This is more so for Masquerena, because keep in mind those tokens, they do go away. Where is it? Let me move this over here so I can actually go over the effect, and then you destroy them during the end phase. So at that point, you obviously know that's the reason why this is here. We didn't really get to see it there in the gameplay, but just want to mention that. And then we have Heavy Dust Storm, because this deck heavily relies off of setup. It's not going to be like establish a board turn 1 and be like, I'm going to negate everything you do. It's kind of just like slam this, go ahead and summon basically Boss of Lies or whatever card you want to go for, and then kind of defense up, and the following turns you kind of just out-resource them. And then we have 3 copies of Lost Wind, 3 copies of Trap Trick, 1 copy of Metaverse, and 3 copies of Solar Strike. For the extra deck, we got the Infinite Track, Earth Shaker, the True King of All Calamities, and then the Interblathneer. We got Link God Dragon, Kai, or aka the Unchained, and then we've got the Boilode, got Topologic, then we got Unicorn, Phoenix, Cerberus, and then 2 copies of Masquerena. This is actually a pretty important card for this deck, because again, remember during your opponent's turn, you can link someone using your stuff that you control, and then of course we have Link Spider over here because you get some extra vanillas there. But anyways, for the side deck, this is what he decided to opt to play. I would say this is relatively decent. This card can actually be pretty good. This is Tyrant's Tirade. So you tribute 2 monsters. Effects of effect monsters that activate on the hand or on the field cannot be activated. Of course, you're distributing tokens at the end of the day, so it's a great card. I was even thinking if you wanted to build a more controlled variant of the Generaids, this could be an excellent card for the Archetype. But like I said, I'm relatively newer to the Archetype, but if there's any other cards you guys think would work well in the Generaider deck, let me know down below in the comment section below. But hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, drop a like on it, and if you are new here, hit the subscribe button, turn on that bell if you want to see more Yu-Gi-Oh stuff indeed. And if you guys want to send any replays of newer Generaider or anything, feel free to send it to AzneyesReplays@gmail.com. And I'll catch you guys next time. But thanks for tuning in. Have a good one. And I'm signing out. Peace.